Okay, hello friends. Thanks for visiting today. My name is Ryan, and I've been meaning to make this video for a little while now. I feel like today is a good day. I feel well enough that I can speak about this subject confidently. Let me first say, I am not bulletproof. I am human. I had colitis about 15 months ago. And I'm feeling much better now. I work 10-hour days, 5 days a week, doing labor. I'm a carpenter. I am a busy guy. I have a lot to do on the average day, and I feel that I have the energy to do that now if I do everything right. However, only 15 months ago, I was not so well. I had colitis quite badly. I had something wrong with my health for many years, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. And it's a much longer story, but finally I just ended up in really bad shape. I missed 3 months of work, and I couldn't really even leave the house, and I lost between 20 and 25 pounds. And yeah, I was defecating blood for about 3 months, so I thought maybe I was going to die or get colon cancer or just never get better, and it was a tough time, so I just started doing everything and anything I could to get better, and just made it just a crazy mission. And you know, like I said, I'm not perfect now, but I feel pretty good. I've got all my weight back. I look pretty good on the average day. I have the energy, but yeah, I mean, there's some days my eyes are still red or my digestive system's moving a little too quickly, but I'm pretty happy with my progress so far, and I know that I will continue to improve. And as well, it does take time to rebuild yourself when you've banged yourself up so badly. So you're watching this video, I assume, because, well, maybe you have colitis and you're looking for some answers. And yeah, it's pretty confusing. There's a lot of information out there. There's the natural people, and there's the Western medicine, the allopathic medicine, the common doctor, and the internet, of course. So I suppose it could be really confusing on what to do and who to trust. So just for the record, I am not a dietitian or a biologist, or I really don't have any education. I just read like maybe 100 books on related subjects and tried different diets and fasts and herbs, and just kind of came to my own conclusions. So if I had to distill all that into a couple words, because this video can only be so long, I would summarize my findings as: you need to improve your lifestyle. If you have colitis, you did it. I did it. I did it to myself. Okay? Step one, claim responsibility. You did it. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's not my fault. I'm the innocent victim of some random disease, and you know, I was born, my body, my genetics. Sure, some people have a stronger constitution than others, yes, but in my way of thinking, it's kind of like saying that somebody smoked cigarettes and got lung cancer, but it's not their fault because they know somebody else who smoked even more, but they didn't get it. But anyways, you can't just abuse your body and not expect some sort of like result, some sort of, you know, cause effect. So you need to, and I have needed to, we all should really improve our lifestyle, try to get the most out of our lifestyle. I'm a Canadian. I live here in Toronto, and you know, people eat decadently, and drinking coffee and alcohol and eating out is just a regular part of life. So, you know, you can't just buy into everything that's advertised to you. You really have to try to monitor your lifestyle and your behavior, and kind of wonder why you do what you do. On that note, I'd like to say, as a side point, I did a little research on colitis, Crohn's, IBS, and by the way, these are all fairly closely related conditions. So if you're listening to this for one of those, you know, this could apply to any of those. They're all kinds of inflammation of different areas of the digestive system. So in this research I stumbled across, it suggested that Crohn's, colitis, IBS, all these inflammatory bowel conditions are most prevalent in first world nations, so wealthy nations, and at the same time also cold weather climates. So Canada actually has more cases of colitis than the United States, from what I've read, and Scandinavia, which is Sweden, Finland, Denmark, what else is in there, I forget at the moment. They also are rate highly in those same conditions. So ironically, countries like Africa, which you wouldn't think would have an exceptionally high average health because they're just not as modern in places, have very, you know what, I don't think there's even any recorded cases of colitis in Africa. But you know what, I'm not, go Google it, just go Google it. It's not for me to try to convince you. It's something that I thought about quite a bit. So I think that our default lifestyle as North Americans, Europeans, wealthy people on the whole, I think we get a little bit luxurious in our lifestyle. So that was something I had to adjust. So it's not easy pursuing a lifestyle that's different in the midst of when you work in a workplace around people who aren't dealing with that, when you're socializing, and it's not easy to do something different than everybody around you is doing. So it does require discipline, okay? So your mindset's really important. So you need to have an excellent mindset in order to have the discipline to change your lifestyle, to get the well-being. So, I mean, there's so much I could talk about here in this video. I'm only planning to make this video about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll make another one later. So let's go back to lifestyle. What's your lifestyle? How do I see just the word lifestyle? My lifestyle is, especially in the context of colitis, well, what do I eat? Do I eat healthy food? Personally, I try to eat as many veggies and fruits as I can. Try to fill up my belly with as much of that. Try to go as clean and as organic as I can. Do I eat meat? Yes, I do eat meat, but I don't really eat it that much. And whenever I can, I try to get a good source. You know, I'll take some venison, some deer that somebody hunted over a Big Mac. I do eat grains, you know, cutting out grains can be helpful. But if I do eat grains, I really try to get something good like some organic brown rice or some spelt, and not just buy the cheapest white rice I can. That goes the same for bread. I don't really eat that much bread, but if I do, I try to get something nice like some sourdough or some ancient grains. I mean, I could just go into all these other videos on what to eat, but essentially I just don't eat, I do not eat sugar. Well, sometimes somebody at work will buy me something, but I try to eat some fermented foods, and basically I've just tried a bunch of diets and just looked at my body type, my requirements and kind of customized it for myself. Really enjoying oils, hemp oil, avocado oil. Again, I could just go into so many different directions with this here. So as well, we have exercise. I personally really like yoga. You could play sports, you could play baseball, soccer, you could lift weights, you could go running. I mean, you got to get moving around, get your body pumping. I have a very heavy labor job, so I like something more yin in the evening, just to get me breathing and also just to stay flexible. And so you have like an exercise element, and part of that is also good rest. I do like meditation to relax me and to clear my mind. And I do like to go to bed at a good time and get a proper rest. You got to drink water. I just drink tap water because I'm too cheap, but I do put lemons in it, apple cider vinegar, whatever I can find. So non-foods. You know, you got to be careful. I do drink coffee. I realize that I could free up a lot of energy and work for my body by skipping the coffee, but I'll be honest, I am quite hooked on it. I do get up quite early and I am quite tired, so I just try to make a nice coffee with some rice stream, and I pour some coconut oil in there or whatever I have on that day. I do drink alcohol a little bit, like not too much, just enough to still be enjoying my life, but like very minimal, very minimal. So just really watching what I eat is huge. So, you know, coming back to the mindset again, I could tell you all these things: eat this, drink that, exercise like this, meditate, think this. But you really need, I found myself, you need to love your life. You need to really anticipate the future. If I do divide people who have colitis into two groups representing the polar extremes of all people, and this is just a silly example, of course. On one hand, you have people who just have a terrible lifestyle. They smoke cigarettes all day, they eat fast food twice a day, they drink coffee like it's going out of style, alcohol every night. Maybe they don't exercise, maybe they work too much, they don't sleep enough. They're doing all the physically, logically terrible things to slowly deteriorate their body. On the other hand, I find sometimes there's people who have colitis and they're trying to do everything right, and at a glance, on paper, like from an outside perspective, you would think they would be in better shape, but they have the psychosomatic factors going against them. So this means that you could do everything right, but if you just worry all the time and think negative thoughts and everything, it really puts your body under a lot of stress. And I don't think people realize what a huge influence that is. I certainly have learned that recently, and I have really cleaned up my thinking, my attitude, my worldview. Your body doesn't know what's going on in the outside world. Your organs, they're more or less relying on you to send the message through your brain what's happening out here, like the fight or flight syndrome, for example. Your body cannot relax if it believes it's under duress. It is not using its systems to restore itself and digest food. It's ramping up adrenaline, maybe raising the heart rate. I don't know, but I mean, so this other group here needs to work on just accessing a good feeling, like being comfortable in the world, and really anticipating the future, really believing that things are going to be okay, and that they need to find things that they enjoy doing, in life, whether that be work or hobbies, or maybe they need to clean up their social circle. Maybe it's time for a new relationship, a new romantic relationship. Maybe it's time to value the one they have more. Again, this is a huge branch, this whole thing here. So I'm going to try to keep this video fairly concise. So we have colitis. We need to improve our lifestyle so that we can have well-being. So we have to cover all our physical bases, and then it's not going to be easy, so we have to have a motivation. So we have to anticipate the future. We have to, you know what, I want to quote Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was considered a very scientific man, but in the end, he was also a very spiritual man. And there was a quote he had that I often think of, and he said, more or less, the most important question a human being could ask themselves is the universe friendly? Question mark, quotation end. Is the universe friendly? Do I believe that the world I live in, the people around me, conspires to help me or hurt me? Do you believe if you want to get better, you can get better? Do you believe people are going to help you? Well, I hope so, because if you don't, you are in trouble. Okay, so you gotta believe that if you put the time in and just be patient and just get busy enjoying your life and making small improvements, little bit, that it will happen. Okay, because if you don't believe, then why try? If you don't believe it's possible, my doctor, he was a gastroenterologist. So this is a guy that specializes in the digestive system. He said to me that it was impossible to overcome colitis, to heal from that. And that there's no use trying to eat healthy. So I just couldn't visit him anymore. It was just too detrimental to my mindset. So he just couldn't help me because he just wasn't on my team. So I did not take those pills. I do not take any pharmaceuticals. I never have. Everything, it's just been health food, breathing, exercise, mindset. I don't know, do I look kind of healthy? I have no body fat. I've got some muscles. I got energy. I can sleep well at night. So you gotta believe. You gotta believe it's gonna happen. You gotta tune into that. You know, if I got a call one night that said, Rihanna wants to go on a date with me, am I gonna go have dinner at McDonald's and go feel tired and be farting on the date? Or am I gonna go have a medium rare steak and a salad and show up to the date feeling good and strong? Well, I'm gonna eat healthy because I'm excited and I want to feel good, and I want to feel good for that experience. Okay, so yeah, my name is Ryan Murdoch. I have come a little ways on overcoming my own colitis, and I would like it if you just had a specific question, just post it in the below, because I would like some new ideas for videos. And you know, am I an expert? I don't know. I just know it worked for me. So why don't you just post something down there, and I'd love to reply to it. In the meantime, I do have a book on Amazon, Overcoming Colitis, Ryan Murdoch. It's very cheap. It's an ebook, so if you're interested, you could get that too. It's only 25 pages, something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go and enjoy my weekend, and I hope you are gonna enjoy your day or evening too. And thanks for watching. Okay, bye-bye.